In this episode, Matt fabricates us some custom mags, and we go pro and take this comedy show on the road. Hey Matt, why did the one-armed guy cross the road?
Why?
He wanted to get to the second-hand store. I'm full of them. Don't worry. Was that a groan?
Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
We're attempting to remove the dashboard, or the instrument cluster rather, so we can get the electronic ignition switch assembly out, which has a module in it that apparently our key shop can read and program us a new key, because we got no keys with this car. Oh, you got it, Matt. So this instrument panel is a bit of a pain to get out. We ended up having to use an old school stereo removal tool. Looks like this. There's special tools for this, but this did work for us. So if you have one of these type of stereo removal tools, they slide into these little notches here and unlatch it like an old pull-out stereo. So Matt managed to get lucky with that one. And we're hoping once this is out of our way, we can get our hands in the back there. There's a little bezel you unscrew on the ignition switch itself, and you can see it's loose now, but there's no way to access it from the bottom. There's a big plate there, so hopefully we can get our hands behind in here once he gets this out of the way. So sorry, unfortunately we lost some clips where we removed the stereo. We had to take the stereo off to get our hands behind the dash, and then another hand up through the hole where the instrument cluster is to be able to grab the connectors and unplug them. And also the cable, there's a cable that comes from the EIS and goes down to the transmission interlock, so that it doesn't unlock the transmission until you have a key in there and turn it. So, but it wasn't too bad. Definitely need some small hands for that job, and it was a bit of a chore, but definitely doable. So now that we have the unit out, we sent it away to a guy that's going to program us a couple of keys. He can read the EIS and apparently program a couple keys for us, so we should get this back within about a week so we can actually try to energize the car. So if you're going to lift the car up, we found a neat, we actually stole this off a forum, but if you need to lift the car up and you want to put jack stands under it like we're doing, we've got the whole car up on 4 jack stands now. You get yourself a 3/4 inch grade 8 bolt. Make sure you get the grade 8, otherwise you're going to bend that thing in half like a pretzel. But you stick it in the factory spot where the Widowmaker jack goes in, and then you can use your floor jack to safely hoist up the car. Of course, general rules apply. Don't ever go under a car just on a jack. Put your jack stands under, give it a wiggle, make sure it's secure, and then you can go underneath. But yeah, that works great. And then the jack, it manages to use the factory rubber lifting points, and it's sturdy and safe. You can't even budge this thing when all 4 jack stands are on the proper points, so worked great. So we discovered there's a security lug nut on here that we can't get out. It's been mangled already by somebody previously. It's ugly. We can't get anything on it. We bought some extractors for stripped lugs and bolts, and they don't fit over there because it's too tight to the wheel. So we've got it taped up with some foil tape, and Matt's going to try to weld a nut to it so we can take it off with a socket instead. So fingers crossed this works.
Got some technical difficulties. Oh, okay.
Got her? Well, you know, that's what editing's for, Matt.
Just can you edit my welds to make them look better?
Photoshop is for that. Fingers crossed. Moving. No. Trial 1 unsuccessful. All right, so Matt's still fighting with the security lug on the front left wheel, and we've got a leaky strut on the rear left-hand side of this thing, so I'm gonna get one on order for that. But meantime, I'm gonna work on getting the old one off. We got that clip off using the snap ring pliers there. There's 3 nuts up top to take off, and then you basically release the hydraulic pressure down there on a bleeder, and you can take the hydraulic line off, and the rest is the suspension arm below. So let me see if I can get this top apart to get started and head below after. Unfortunately, you got to climb in the rear seat, which is not a comfortable place to be. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck in here, aren't I, Matt?
Yeah. I'll bring you food and water.
I can't even see what I'm doing barely.
Alright, this one might have to go on the charger.
Oh, no way!
What?
This one's so shallow I can't get to it.
You need like a...
Oh man. I think I need a 13
Union?
wrench. I've got gear wrenches. And the very top, I think the top one's metric, isn't it?
Yeah, 13?
Yeah.
You gonna
Thanks.
fit that in there?
I don't know.
Where's your charger? Oh, Ryobi one.
There should be charged batteries there. Oh, I love gear wrenches. Whoever designed these needs a Nobel Prize. Yay!
Got her?
Yeah.
At least one of us is making progress.
Ah! Oh my God! Ugh. Oh.
How do you get into the plug?
I don't know. We could look at the other ones. Oh well, that was easy. Not 3 nuts in there. The one you can't seem to get a socket wrench onto because they don't give you enough room between the windshield and the top where the nut is. So I had to use a ratcheting wrench, which worked okay. But this panel at the back gets in your way too. There's only a small slot there to get the wrench in, so not fun. These are 13 millimeters back there, and you can see how that electrical connector attaches. It's kind of got a like 2 half circles around the outside. You kind of pry those apart, and then they kind of clip around that sort of looks like a flange on top of the strut. And that's how that secures. So what Matt and I ended up doing was on the front struts, we went and tried it out on the front struts first, so we're familiar with the motions on the tool to get it apart, and that actually helped a lot rather than trying to fight with this where you can't barely even see it. So I'm gonna get part of this area cleaned up a little bit here so I can get a light in here, and then I can start working on the bottom half of this. Okay, so after you undo the 3 nuts at the top, the next step is to relieve the pressure. There's a bleeder here for this strut, each strut has its own bleeder. For the back of the car, they're underneath where you would picture the frame rail being. You can just follow the line down from the strut. And it's got a rubber cap on it, and the same type of bleeder you'd see on a brake caliper. So I don't really, no, I don't even have anything left in ours for pressure, because it's been dumped to the floor for 5 years, so nothing there. So I'm going to close this back up. Obviously, if you just ran your car recently, you'd have pressure in the system, but since this was parked for 5 years in a storage unit, there's nothing there. Ooh, should get a new one of these. It's all cracked and hard. So the next step in the instructions is to undo that quick fitting there on the hydraulic line. So I think what I'm going to do is clean that up a little bit first with some brake fluid and a brush. So they say to not get any dirt in it when you take it apart, which is very likely given how dirty that is. So I'm going to gather some stuff up and come back and spray it down. Just a little brake cleaner. If you don't want to ruin your toothbrush, just wait till your roommate's not home or something. And then you can use theirs. It's a pro tip of the day. All right. Now, let's see if we can get this apart. I doubt it. What kind of quick fitting is it, Matt?
I don't know.
It's the kind that takes forever to get off, that kind of quick fitting? Oh my God.
Nothing quick about it.
Oh, I'm not even sure if you're supposed to lift up on the one end or pull down on the other. I gotta go look this up quick. Okay guys, I got this line off. Unfortunately, it came off really easy and I didn't have time to record it. I thought I would be fighting with this for a little bit. So the trick for this is, mine was seized a little bit. So get some pliers on there and get this to rotate. Once you can spin it, then you're usually okay. You'll find that this will drop. So you put, it's just like an air fitting, you just, or hydraulic quick fitting, just like it says. You pull this back, releases the bearings inside there to let this pop off, and it's actually really simple to get off. It's on. Grab the collar, pull it back while you lift up on the hose a little bit, and she pops right off. Pretty simple actually. But if that ring is corroded, you're not going to be able to, and you can't spin it even with pliers. You can't. There's no way you pull it down. So it took quite a bit. I put some spray in along this here and worked it back and forth a bit. And once I could spin it by hand, then it was easy to pull down. So that's the trick to that one.
Next up, we're gonna take off these brakes and the calipers so we can, and then the rotors, so we can get access to this strut here. So let's do it. There's 2 pins that you can pound out to hold in this little spring mechanism that holds in the pads. So once you pound them out, you can just pull the pads right out. Then there's a couple bolts in the back here to hold the calipers on. So size 18 mil. Then we'll use zip ties to pull this caliper out of our way. We've got a 5mm Allen key to hold this rotor on. Then we can pull it off. Oh. Yeah, then we'll clean this up, get all the brake dust and dirt and everything out of here, make it look nice and shiny. So to get to this nut, we got to take this plastic part off, which is just held with those little plastic clips, 2 on this side and 2 on this side, and you can kind of wiggle it off. So here's the nut we have to take off for that suspension travel sensor. I wonder if I could reach that from outside. The nut on here is 13mm. Next we have to take off the outer suspension arm connection. Whoop. Interesting. Or just tap it out.
Tap it out.
Just tap it out. There we go. Ratchet it out. Nope, I'm using power tools.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Okay.
Just, I would have it out by now if I did it by hand.
Oh.
Just being lazy. Woohoo. Next, we're going to undo the strut itself. Finally. 21. I'll probably need a breaker bar for that. What?
Nothing. Our maker's portion is a little bit. Oh.
It's the sound of progress. Time to turn to the impact again. Boom. One more. Actually, nothing's holding this strut on the top, is it?
No.
It's just gonna fall right out, hey?
Yeah.
Everything on this is just easy as can be. Whoop. It's always a little scary when things let go, when you take bolts out of the suspension.
Yes.
So much spring and twang and...
Swinging twang.
Some twang and twang. Oh, let's move you back, camera.
Oh.
A moment of truth. Sweet. Oh my god.
This moment being recorded for posterity?
It is. The moment I hurt myself. Maybe.
Can I hold something?
I'm just gonna push down on this arm.
Can I push down with a bar or something, or?
Whatever you want. Whatever you like. It's not, yeah, it's not too bad.
Try to get out of the way here. There we go. Nice.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm thinking about making t-shirts with that on.
Definitely nippleless t-shirts.
Nippleless. So is it gross or?
Should we look, show the camera? Nothing really.
I mean,
How can you tell?
it was grease all over that arm there, so I mean it's gotta be. Where else would the grease come from back there, right?
Yeah, and it's
Not grease, sorry,
inside.
greasy oil.
It's inside too, isn't it?
Yeah, it would have came out that hole there, right? But only when it's pressurized up. So right now it's probably not even gonna do much, right? Who knows?
Let's hope. Let's hope. Look at how beautiful you got that one.
I know. So the reason we're changing this one out is because of all the oily mess under here. You can see on the, especially on the bottom suspension arm there, on the well, everywhere in here. So it's clearly been leaking. It's just gross. We're gonna clean this up a bit and put probably a rag or a Ziploc bag over that top fitting so we don't get any dirt in it, and then we'll wipe all this out, clean off the grease. Done?
Done. Now we're going to install the strut.
So this arm goes down.
This might have to go behind.
Oh, well.
Careful on the boot.
I'm going to get a longer bar here too. Okay.
Hold on a minute. Go for it.
See if the bolt will slide in there. Oh yeah.
Beauty.
It's nice to have a third set of hands. Hey Matt, why did the one-armed guy cross the road?
Why?
He wanted to get to the second-hand store. I'm full of them. Don't worry. Was that a groan?
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Never. Now in order to get this front bolt back in, we're gonna just use a jack and jack it up to compress the strut. Should work good, first time.
How's this?
Just like everything we do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how far you gotta go. Is that what you're trying to install here?
It is, we gotta go long way. Oh,
Am I
can you go down
gonna
a
get
little
in the
bit?
way there? Yeah.
There's something. Okay. Oh, no, yeah, go ahead.
What's that arm?
What's that?
Oh, that arm's gonna be in the way there, isn't it? It won't go between that crack, will it?
No, it should be okay.
Okay, try it.
Here we
Clearing it?
so far.
I don't know if it'll work because you're gonna hit the jack soon, probably.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I'll move it over. I'll move that back a bit, actually. Going up.
Good. Maybe I should keep my head out of here.
Yeah. This might slip out of here, you never know. These stock Widowmaker jacks aren't really meant to be reliable. There we go. It's lined up on my end, is it? Yes, I see it.
Nice.
Whoa!
So we're going to reassemble this strut and control arm, and we're going to torque both the front, the connection to the knuckle, and the strut to 88 foot-pounds. With this giant torque wrench.
Sorry. Go big or go home is what the guy at the store told me.
When you bought it?
Yeah.
Oh. Then we're gonna reattach this suspension sensor. Okay, we'll lower it back down and then throw that plastic piece back on the bottom. Connect this strut, this quick connect. Is there anything special that has to happen?
To connect the quick disconnect?
Yeah.
No, it's really just like an air fitting, and then you have the rubber boot that slides over top.
Oh, you need some small hands. Oh, is that on? Nope.
Okay, so Matt had to run home to do a family thing, so I'm gonna attempt one more thing with this this locking nut before I give up on it. I try something different. I managed to get the easy out into the lug. We've got it drilled out. It's in there pretty secure. I tried, well, previously we tried using this style of easy out in there, and we used a breaker bar on it, but the tension just busted the tip of this off. I think we're going to have better luck using an impact rather than trying to put all this torque on this end of this bit. So this is actually a new one. The other one is actually in there again. And I know this is not, this and this are not impact rated. Obviously it's just a chromium socket from a Mastercraft kit, but I needed this 12-point socket to get it to fit on the square end of this, which is obviously meant for a wrencher. It's similar to a tap, the end on it. It's not meant to be used like this. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That impact there, rated at 350 foot-pounds, it's electric. Didn't do it. I tried it last night to see if I could get this to budge, and it would not budge. It just stalled out that impact. So I borrowed the good old Milwaukee fuel from my brother last night. So I guess we're at the point of we're not asking. We just need this to come out. So I'm going to get this all set up here and cross our fingers. It's it's do or die at this point. So okay, we got a black socket on here now, as you can see. So, never mind that. Maybe that'll stop some of the naysayers. Safety second. And we got the big Ugga Dugga ready to rock. So, this is either going to make a snap or it's going to come out. So, well, wow. I guess I need to go find an impact rated socket after all. At least that didn't snap. All is not lost. Just have a look at the socket. It failed, which we figured it might, of course. So I'm not sure if you can get a 12-point impact rated socket or not. This is 3/8, but I'll go see if I can find something. Okay, got a 1/2-inch drive socket. Eliminate the adapter. Still couldn't find an impact version, so this might have the same fate, but let's try it. It was cheap. Holy man, nothing. Fully charged battery. I don't know if this is ever going to come out.
Still no?
No.
Oh my god.
Holy man.
Seriously.
Unbelievable. That should be moving at least. She's hot.
Wow.
Okay, going for the breaker bar. Don't think this is gonna work. It's probably just gonna snap it. Didn't it? What'd you see? What was it? What happened?
It made a sound. It sounded like it broke. Maybe it was just that falling off.
It's a f***ing tool broke. Yeah, figured that was gonna happen. Son of a f***er. Okay, so good news and bad news. The good news is, the first bad news is the extractor didn't work. It snapped off. I had a hell of a time even getting it out of here. Once I had it out of here, I didn't want to fight that again, so I ended up drilling this out. It wasn't that bad. Use a Dremel with a carbide tip on it to cut around the hardened extractor, and then managed to yank that out like a bad tooth. And then, yeah, increasing sizes of drill bits until I managed to get to this point and it broke off. What? Oh my god. I was going to say the bad news is how do we get this out now, but I guess once the tension's off it. Oh my god. Woo! Oh, that's great. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to have myself a pity beer and celebrate at the same time. Have a great weekend.